how does it end? Because at a certain point, does it draw the same kind of negative reaction as Trump's own posts?
I associate myself with everything he just said. And by the way, what he said about punching Republicans in the mouth metaphorically is exactly the conversations that are happening on the Democratic side in D.C. with nearly everyone that I talk to about the way forward. The reality is that post-Obama, Democrats have become kind of boring. Although we've continued to do the work for the working class, the way we've communicated and comported ourselves has been boring. And so, Donald Trump took advantage of that. He's essentially, a circus act. And so he's taken advantage of the attention of even the nonpartisan voter. And so what Gavin Newsom is doing here is smart, which is he's entertaining people. He's being funny. He's being irreverent. He's responding in kind and mocking Donald Trump in the way that all of us do when we're at home. I don't see any downside. We're several years out from the presidential. We're a little over a year out from the midterm. And the reality is that Democratic voters just want to see some fight. And that's what this is.
How do Dems try to reverse this trajectory?
So there are several things we need to think about. The first thing is that the Democratic Party has to shift its focus to the message of what we've delivered for the American public and what we will continue to deliver. So, for instance, all the major working class programs that have helped people who come from Democrats, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act, all these very important things come from Democrats, but we don't talk about those things. Instead, we talk about these divisive social issues that affect less than 1% of the population. Democrats have to get back to that. It's what we did in 2018 when I worked on our messaging to help take back the House majority. And so that's what Democrats have to do with this election. But the other thing is they have to stop speaking Washington speak. And it's part of this, the article that came out about the way the Democrats speak. Speak like a human being. No one says these, like people of color is not a term that I've ever heard anyone in my family or friend circle use. People don't talk like that. Talk like a regular human being. And I think the other part of this is our communication with men. Democrats have failed to engage with men at all in a meaningful way, which I don't understand because they're half of the population. So Democrats have to take a step back and evaluate the way that we're operating in terms of not only the way that we talk, but who we engage with and whether that is effective.
Is it the topics that they want to stay away from, or is it just the way they talk about it, Michael?
Well, who talks like that, first of all? I mean, this is the thing. People, generally speaking, I think our main issue is that people don't feel connected to us. And the reason they don't feel connected to us is in part because of the way that we talk to them as a party. Half of these terms, no one actually uses outside of the Beltway. So that's the first thing. The second thing is Democrats have to be honest about where we are in terms of our strategy and in terms of how we deal with voters and in terms of our effectiveness in communicating. We have something to sell. I argue that Donald Trump, who is taking health care away from 17 million people, and you have sky-high prices under his presidency, and you've got 5 million people about to lose food assistance, that's a record that Democrats can run on in terms of taking over the majority in the House. We should focus on that. These other poll-tested terms, I guess, that we've used consultants to come up with are nonsense. No one speaks like that. We just have to speak English.
Okay.